Since its formation in 1860, the New York Avenue Presbyterian Church has been a faithful presence in downtown Washington, D.C., ministering to people throughout the nation's history. With a unique location just 2 blocks from the White House, our church has been following Christ into places of brokenness and joy for almost 2 centuries, dedicated to standing with the oppressed and making God's love and justice visible within the District of Columbia and beyond. As we begin to emerge from the COVID-19 pandemic, the church is brimming with energy and is more than ready to continue doing God's transformative work in Washington, D.C. This is why we are launching the Forward in Faith, Together in Mission, Joint Stewardship and Capital campaign.
The Forward in Faith, Together in Mission joint campaign is about continuing our church's rich tradition of engaging in God's justice and expressing God's love. Gifts to the campaign will allow the church to maintain a physical presence in downtown DC so that we can continue to be in relationship with vulnerable neighbors in need and provide spiritual nourishment to our entire church family. The Forward in Faith, Together in Mission joint campaign will do 2 things. First, it will support the church's ongoing worship, mission, and programs through your annual stewardship pledge. Second, it will revitalize our building, allowing the church's work to deepen through gifts to our capital campaign, which are additional stretch gifts above and beyond your stewardship pledge. This campaign is a bold new initiative to equip our church for generations to come.
The New York Avenue Presbyterian Church began in 1860 on today's current site with the merger of 2 congregations, the F Street Church and Second Presbyterian Church, which included members such as John Quincy Adams and Andrew Jackson. During the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln and his family regularly attended the newly unified New York Avenue Presbyterian Church. The Lincoln family pew, which I'm sitting in right now, remains in today's sanctuary, and the chimes that the Lincoln family dedicated as a memorial to the president still ring in the church's bell tower. In the decades since the Civil War, Supreme Court Justice John Marshall Harlan taught a Bible study for 30 years. During the Vietnam War, the church hosted a national convocation of leaders concerned about the war, with the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. leading a march from the sanctuary to the Pentagon to express concerns to the then Secretary of Defense, who also happened to be a member of the church. Whatever future challenges arise in our nation's capital, this historic 160-year-old building stands ready to serve as an unwavering presence of justice, faith, and love.
The New York Avenue Presbyterian Church isn't just about reacting to challenges. We proactively build relationships with vulnerable neighbors in need, using our historic building to provide services and support within our downtown DC community.
Every Sunday morning, the Radcliffe Room welcomes more than 100 neighbors experiencing homelessness. We've been serving Radcliffe Room guests for years, and during the pandemic, we haven't stopped. We now serve sandwiches and bagels in Triangle Park, and we look forward to welcoming our guests back inside in the future.
On Wednesday evenings, the 7 to 9 program meets with patients receiving mental health care from St. Elizabeth's Hospital. Volunteers provide a meal and engage in fellowship and fun for folks with limited social opportunities.
On Thursday nights, we host the oldest tutoring program in the city, which started in 1962. The Community Club Study Hall gives over 100 public school students access to mentors and help with homework, school projects, and college applications.
And 6 days a week, our partners from the DC Business Improvement District use our lower level to provide daily wraparound services for our neighbors experiencing homelessness, including showers, laundry, meals, housing support, and medical care.
Along with these important mission partnerships, the church is a place for worship, fellowship, and lifelong spiritual growth. It's where we teach our children about God's love and work in the world. It's a place of hospitality and refuge during downtown protests. It's a sacred space where we gather in worship, celebrating baptisms, confirmation, weddings, and memorial services. The Forward in Faith, Together in Mission campaign will enable the church to be fully operational and engaged in vital ministry as we joyfully return to the sanctuary and welcome a new senior pastor. We are so excited about this new season of ministry.
Your stewardship dollars allow all of these meaningful ministries to continue into the future. So during this joint campaign, we look forward to receiving your annual stewardship pledge. And we are also asking that you prayerfully consider going above and beyond your annual pledge to also contribute to the capital campaign.
Our 71-year-old building has allowed us to be a strong presence in downtown DC. However, it's now time to reinvest in this historic space. Your capital campaign contributions will go towards the cost of a new heating and cooling system, allowing the church to continue to provide radical hospitality to members, neighbors in need, and our valued mission partners. Installing this new system involves opening walls on each level of the building to replace dated ventilation, removing part of the church's roof with a crane to create a larger space, and installing a new unit on our roof that connects to all corners of the building. The capital campaign will also seek to fund restroom renovations so that the church can offer dignity and hospitality to members, guests, and mission partners for generations to come.
We are deeply grateful for your generous and ongoing stewardship gifts. They have supported New York Avenue's ministry and mission throughout our rich history. We ask you to continue to give generously to this year's annual stewardship campaign. We also are inviting you this year to partner with us in investing in our future and in the future of downtown Washington, D.C. by making a capital campaign commitment in addition to your annual stewardship pledge. Your contribution to this joint stewardship and capital campaign will allow the New York Avenue Presbyterian Church to thrive in its downtown location for generations to come. Please prayerfully consider what God is calling you to give as we move forward in faith and together in mission. May God bless you and keep you.